Hello guys and welcome to my new channel The Baller's Pitch. On this channel we're going to talk all about football, talk about transfer rumors and do match previews and reviews and do tactical analysis of matches and talk all about the upcoming tournaments such as Euros, Copa America and the upcoming season and World Cup qualifiers. So in this particular video we are going to do the tactical analysis and match preview of the Champions League final set to take place on the 1st of June at Wembley. So between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. So here we can see that I have lined up both the teams, and here we can see that Real Madrid are going with a formation of 4-3-1-2. That is the most probable formation and the team they are going to go with, as I have lined them up. And you can see Bellingham in the center forward position, as he is going to play a false nine. Vinicius and Rodrigo are going to play up top, and you can see they are going with a 4 at the back defense as they always do. But Real Madrid is a team which plays on the counter, and also Dortmund is a team which plays on long ball. So this is gonna be a very interesting match because both the teams don't hold up the play. They don't play in possession. So you have to see which team attacks first, which team goes the ball more in the attacking half. As for Dortmund, you can see that I have lined the same lineup which they had used against PSG in the Champions League semi-finals in the second leg, because I don't think there's gonna change anything about that. Just that one thing can happen if Marco Reus is playing his last game, so he can come in place of Adeyemi, and here where Adeyemi is, Marco Reus can come as the cam of Borussia Dortmund, and Brand can go to the left side. That's the only change I think there can happen, but I don't think so because Adeyemi has played well. Also, he had a knock, but now I think he's fine, so he can play. As for Dortmund, you can see that they play the long ball counter, so the defenders and Kobel just play the long ball to Fulkrug and he just strikes it off. Also, they don't go in a build-up play. They hold up and they play in a low block. While for Madrid, they vary against opponents. As for against City, they played in a low block. They defended quite well, but against Bayern, they also attacked. And thus, we can see that in the last phase of the game against Bayern, they attacked with full potential, like he played one of his best games. So we know that Madrid can attack very well, but it will be very interesting to see how both teams have planned out and how will they play. Also, guys, it's my first video, so if I fumble a bit, don't mind, please. Now, if you talk about some tactics, so we can see that Dortmund are playing with a back four formation. So we can see that Vinny will go up to on the left side and Rodrigo on the right side. But we have seen Carlo do that. Vinny and Rodrigo both on the left side, and Valverde shifts up front, and Carval overlaps with Mendy also here, and Kroos goes on and as an auxiliary centre back. So this they play in a back three, and Chouamini just holds the midfield line, and Valverde and Carval up top, and Mendy you can see as here. And Bellingham, what does Bellingham do is that he goes up front and go in these half spaces. So he goes here, and just as the ball is played in by Vinny and Valverde or any of the players, he just puts it in, and he also plays a very pivotal role here. And also Valverde plays a very crucial role for Real Madrid here, because he goes on the right wing and he does all the defensive work and the attacking work. He goes back as well, he tracks back and does that as well. Talking about Rodrigo also has a high defensive work rate compared to Vinicius, but all these players are equally important. But I think Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Valverde will play a very crucial role. And as for Toni Kroos just builds the play. He just goes up front and goes back down as well. But he mostly plays as a defensive and plays long ball and change the sides. Sometimes he is here, so he'll play the ball here and then here, so like this. So now, how will Dortmund operate here will be a big question. So as we know that Dortmund is not that much quality team on paper, not not underlining them, but they are not as quality as Real Madrid on paper. So we know that Dortmund will like to play as they play their natural game. So I think they will play counter attacking game, and Real Madrid will get the position more. So Dortmund will play the long ball counter only. So what we can see is that Julian Brandt is here the creative playmaker, and Adeyemi is gonna play on the wings. He's come inside, just cut it back to Fulkrug, and Brandt is also coming down here. Sorry. And Sancho is also gonna play the wing here, role here, but he's also gonna come in the middle. And we can see Ryerson and Madsen coming up top, and they're gonna overlap. And Sabitzer is gonna hold up, and Emre Can is also gonna hold up. But Sabitzer is also gonna attack, so we can see that here. Most important thing will be that Hummels and Schlotterbeck and both the DMs Chan and Sabitzer have to hold up these half spaces and passing lanes, which is in which Bellingham is gonna operate. Because if Bellingham comes in between and Verde comes from the backside and attacks, and because Carvalho is just gonna play as a right winger, so we have seen that two left wingers are here, Rodrigo and Vinicius. They're both gonna play on the left side, so it will be very difficult for them to contain them, and they have to give all their players here. So if Ryerson plays down on the side, you can see that so many players on this side, and then Valverde and Carvalho can play in crosses, and Bellingham can go in with the play. And here Chouameni is also going to play a big role because he's going to stop these attackers, Sancho and Madsen. Talking about Madsen, he will also have to come back and track down. So it will be a very difficult play for Dortmund. So I think that they are going to play in a defensive low block, and they're just gonna play on the long ball counter. Sabitzer and all the full backs, they're gonna play the long ball to Fulkrug and just gonna strike it off. So here the Rudiger and Nacho are gonna play an important role. For me in this game, Sabitzer, Sancho and Brandt are going to play the most important role for Dortmund, as these Sancho and Brandt are the creative playmakers. Brandt in the middle and also on the wing, and Sancho on the wing and as a defensive work rate. And for Madrid, you can see Valverde is the most crucial player here, and Vinicius and Rodrigo also. Any one of them can play the role very importantly, and Bellingham as well. So all the players are going to be equally important, and Kroos is going to be the most important player on the pitch for Real Madrid, and the most impactful player on the pitch is going to be Toni Kroos, because what he does is nobody can do, and it's also his last game for Real Madrid, and it's the Champions League final. So we can see that Toni Kroos is going to give all his best in this final. Also, when Real Madrid do changes substitute, then Toni Kroos goes back and Modric comes in. That's the play where like Toni Kroos is a more of a defensive midfielder, and Modric is somewhat attacking, like how they are playing this season. So Modric is gonna attack up top, and then what will happen is that Chouameni has to go back down, and Mendy is also gonna defend, and Carvalho, but he's still gonna play there. And one more thing that can happen is that Carvalho is still overlapping, but Valverde is coming in inside, and Rodrigo is playing on the right wing only. If Carvalho has to face a problem against Karim Adeyemi, like here, if he has to face a problem here, and then he'll have to stay back a bit. So Valverde has to come here, and Rodrigo also has to come on the side. So this will be the formation. So this is my tactical preview of this match. Tell me how did you like it, and if you like the video, please do like it and subscribe to the channel, and let's uh, see what happens in supporting Real Madrid. So Apolla 15, Hala Madrid. Thank you guys.